Hey everyone, now that we got our ingredients all set up here, we're gonna make our first pastel, and we're gonna take some achote oil and spread it on the paper to prevent the mix from sticking. We're gonna add an optional steamed banana leaf, which they pre-sell in the store, and this adds a little flavor. Now we're gonna take a big spoonful of masa and dump it right on top of there. And we're going to carve out a little hole to make room for our meat mix, which should be the size of dice. The meat mix, I'll give you a idea of what's in it in the link in the description below. And we're going to add 1 olive. Now it's time to wrap. What I like to do is keep it in the center and lift up one edge of the paper, bring up the other edge, and I like to line them up, make sure it's nice and even, and I'll lift it all together to settle in the mix. There I go, I lifted it. Now I'll fold it over about a little bit less than 1 inch. I'll start folding that over. I'll fold it over 2-3 times and make that seam right in the middle on the top. Now I'm pinching it on each end, spreading it out, flattening out the edges. The edges I'll fold over twice on each side. And then once that's done, I'll just, where I originally pinched it, I'll fold it over, flip them. The ends could meet, the ends could overlap. It all depends on the size the pastel you're making. So that one's ready for tying off. Okay, now we're going to take a look at it from the side, and the paper that we're working with is parchment paper, and it's pre-cut. It's sold pre-cut to 1 foot by 18 inches. That's basically the size of these pasteles. And here we are adding the achote oil and the optional banana leaf steam for flavor. Back in the old days, these were totally wrapped in banana leaves, and if you want to go the traditional way, you could totally wrap them in a banana leaf. And here we are making our hole for our meat mix: pork and cooking ham. And 1 olive. Now, as we did before, it's centered, both sides, line them up, make it nice and even. Then we're going to lift to settle in our mix. Start making our folds. Reason we want fold is good because in the cooking process, while we boil them, we don't want any leakage of anything leaking out. We'll start pinching. Now we'll start making our end folds. It's cheap insurance to fold twice here, so no leaks occur during the cooking process. And there you go, $1 size pastel ready for cooking. Here we have a close-up of a wrapped pastel with both ends double folded for no leakage. Ends could meet, they could overlap. As long as there's no possibility of leakage, it should be ready for tying. That's basically how we wrap and tie a Puerto Rican pastel. And let's not forget the help of our food processor, which takes a lot of the work out of the process. And I hope you liked the video. Links to the basic information. It's not a recipe, but it's just basic information of what we use to make the meat mix and masa in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.